listeners, and welcome to the final episode in our What in the Halloween podcast series. It has been quite the journey, and we survived, if I may say. But I couldn't have survived without my buddy, Ernie. Ernie, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing well, and I'm glad we survived this journey together. Kind of sad that one of the final episodes for What the Halloween, it was a lot of fun, and what a way to end it.
What a way. Yeah, this last movie we are doing is Leprechaun, 1993. But might I say, this whole journey was been so fun. You know, we laughed, we cried, we got a little scared. Mostly laughed. But we're here, and we're ending it with Leprechaun, which is another cult classic film that I've never seen. Have you seen this?
I've actually seen this movie 3 times in my life.
Yeah, it's weird because every movie we've done, you're like, I've seen it like 6 times.
No.
Like, I don't know how you even.
Because I think there was one in particular that Maximum Overdrive I saw twice, but I never really seen it. It was just like in random sections. But this one I saw.
Like, pay attention to it.
Yeah. This one is another one of the ones that I told you, because one of the other ones I wanted to do with you was Puppet Master. Barely saw that movie, never seen it in my life. But this is another recommendation that my wife had given me. So she, I don't know what it is about her and her family, but they watch a lot of these random dumb horror films, but to them they were scary.
Yeah.
But now we were watching them more these are kind of just funny. But so I saw it once before with her, and she showed it to me, and I was like, oh my God, this movie is awfully good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny, when I was younger, I saw these movies at my local video store, Video Town it was called. Not Blockbuster.
I had Top 40 Video.
I know what you're talking about. My buddy worked there.
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on the shelves, and I was young. I was like, I don't watch that. It looks scary.
Because it was him creeping through the door.
Yeah,
right?
he's all this looks intense.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, what the heck? This is not scary.
Yeah.
Funny story about Video Town. Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, of course, please.
So when I was younger, I want to say maybe 6 or 7. One time we got charged with this late fee, and we knew we weren't late, but they insisted, and my mom was pissed, right? Because she always got us the movies. So one day we went to go return a movie, and my mom's like, okay, so we don't have this issue again. When you go in there, ask for the guy's name. And I'm just a young kid. I'm like, how am I going to do that? And she's just just say, oh, what's your name? Just so I can thank you properly. Right.
That's a good one.
So I go in there. I'm just a kid. I get on the video. Here's the video. I'm like, what's your name? He looks at me. He's like, why? And I was like, just want to know your name. He's like, and he told me his name. I don't know. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Well, thank you. Blah, blah, blah. And I can tell he felt weird. Cause and I would feel weird too, right? As this kid, why is this kid asking my name? He looked like he thought he was going to get in trouble. And the best part is, I went into my mom's car, who was waiting outside in the parking lot. I sat down, I talked to her, said his name, looked inside. He's looking at me, and he's like, you can just see the distress on him, and he's waving, he's all and smiles super awkwardly. And it looks weird because my mom was on the phone at the time at their job, and she was writing stuff down. So he probably thought we were going to get this guy fired. He was looking at me so scared, waving.
Oh my God!
I'm yeah, and then we left. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, that guy was probably
he's
quitting today.
Yeah.
That was the boss's son or some shit. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, that's funny.
That was hilarious.
That's hilarious. Jesus, and I was going to tell you a little story, or not story, but I was just going to give you a little background on video stores, because I feel a lot of people don't even have that anymore. Well, obviously we don't as much, but dude, I kind of miss going into a video store and seeing these Leprechaun movies, or these cool
just a bunch of movies.
A designed box art or whatever for the movie. It was always neat to see, because you would always see these movies and they would stand out, and this one was one of them.
And there was a specific smell in there too.
It was sweat. Weird. Yeah. Dude, it was weird, because I remember that, there's always sections in video stores, and there was a horror horror comedy and all that. I always avoided the horror section, because I'm a scaredy cat, bro. Really hard. But I always remember seeing this movie was one of those ones that was there.
It was always there.
Yeah, which is interesting. But
I'd always go to the game section first.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Games I had.
Back then, they used to have PS1, Nintendo 64.
I'd get those games. I'd be like, I'd do what I ran, and I'm in a movie.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Leprechaun. So, yeah, let's jump into it, man. You know, we got Warwick Davis, who is he's pretty famous in the acting community. If you're unfamiliar, he played Willow. I believe he was an Ewok in Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken. Piggies and Bacon.
Yeah, and then he was also in Harry Potter. He was
Harry Potter.
Grip Hook or something like that?
I believe so, yeah. And then we also got Jennifer Aniston, which is, you know, if you're not familiar with her, Friends,
We Are
every
the
movie
Millers.
there is. Everything, pretty much anything. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
She's there.
She was like the 90s heartthrob at the time. Like, I think she was like in a lot of things at this time.
I think this was like maybe like a year prior to Friends, I want to say. I'm not exactly, I might be wrong. But she was just starting out. It was just beginning, and she's even said that she was embarrassed when she did this film. But I mean, it did help her career, I think. Well, I think that's what they said that helped. What helped after. And
then we get the star of the show, or at least I think we both think, Mark Holton, dude, as Ozzy.
As Ozzy, huh? Yeah, and he was, if you're familiar with him, he was the only movie I ever known him for was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, which is funny because when you had mentioned that to me, I was like, oh my God, that's where I saw him. Because I kept like, I was, watching the movie and I'm like, where is this guy from? Like, it's just in the back of my mind. I'm like, I'm just going to let it go. He's probably somewhere random. But yeah, dude, Pee-wee.
And he plays a kid-like character again, like a grown-up kid. Mm-hmm. And then we got your favorite, dude, Mr. Muscles. Ken Olent, I don't know if I'm saying that right. He plays Nathan.
Yeah.
Just unnecessarily just huge. Like this guy was like, looked like a Barbie doll, bro. Like that's like,
yeah.
I don't know, but he's a good looking guy.
Yeah. He's like that sexy, protagonist.
Yeah.
That comes out in the movie, right? And like somehow he tricks Jennifer Aniston's character, Tori, to like stay when she doesn't want to be there, right?
Yeah, because she's an LA girl.
Yeah.
She doesn't eat meat and all that stuff. She's just like they try to like just show her this typical like Los Angeles girl, which is not everybody in LA. So I don't know why they got. But anyway, so the movie opens up. We got the little leprechaun. He's like, try as they will, try as they might. Who tries steal me gold won't live through the night. And let me just say, Warwick Davis sells this role. It looks like he's just having a great time doing it. I don't know if it was trying to be scary. Because
no, I think so. I think it was. Yeah,
it was, but I think they leaned a lot onto the comedy element of it, right? I feel
they definitely did. Like, I think they knew that they had something different. Like they have like those little moments of like the Lucky Charms, but obviously it's not Lucky Charms, it's like an off-brand. Yeah. And so they make fun of that. Like, obviously they knew that they were making like a horror comedy kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that they were trying to really do horror because there's some crazy scenes later.
Well, there was a trivia that I think the studio wanted it to be more funny. Yeah, I know.
Well, it makes sense because, like I said, there's those scenes.
That's what. The movie was originally planned as a straightforward horror movie, but Davis wanted to add more comedic elements, so they shot it as horror comedy.
I wonder if Davis at this, I'm not sure of his career, but I wonder if because Davis was such a big kind of actor at that time, he was able to kind of push his like kind of agenda in the movie in a sense, so like make it that funny movie because like. I feel like they could have made this like really a good horror film. Yeah, like it has all the elements to it, but like that added comedy kind of ruins it because what we're talking about, like where they're throwing shoes at him to like, keep him entertained,
busy because he's like shining shoes all the time.
And how stupid is that, dude? That's so crazy.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. His makeup, it's scary. Like he looks scary. Like he's a creepy looking dude.
No, he looks crazy. Yeah,
even the way he moves, and he does most of his stunts in the movie. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say because we usually talk about these horrible taglines that they have on like the box art. Yeah, the tagline for this one was her luck just ran out or something.
Oh yeah, your luck just ran out.
Oh yeah, your luck just ran out. Yeah,
I was peeking through the door. Yeah, I remember that. The exact box cover, and then the video starts. Yeah, so we were intro to Mr. O'Grady, who finds gold, and he was in Ireland or something. He's like, I should have kept you in Ireland. Like, later he tells him.
Well, he went to Ireland to bury his mother and to bring back her ashes.
But he brings back gold instead.
But he brings back gold, yeah.
Miss O'Grady's pissed, and he's like, gold, a wee person, a leprechaun, I got him, and told him to lead me to his goal.
Yeah, he comes out like in this sweet limousine. Yeah, he has a big old bottle of freaking...
She's all mad at him.
Yeah, he has a big old bottle of Jameson, dude. He's just chugging that down, bro.
He's wasted. Yeah, it's the leprechaun, comes out and starts attacking and like pushes the lady down the steps. He's like, we people have their magical ways. He's like, catch me if you can. He's like, his little run. He's like, and like his little legs. It's just so funny.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know 4-leaf clovers were like a big. And is that like a superstition with leprechauns? I don't know, but I know a 4-leaf clover is lucky. Like it means luck. If you find one, it means it's something to do with luck. Mm-hmm. I never heard of anything with like leprechauns. Like it's like the holy water to a leprechaun, I guess.
I guess so. Like it keeps them at bay, which was kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
And then
like super scary, and then the gold gives him powers.
Yeah, which I mean, I kind of get it in a sense. It's like that's his like. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if they got a real leprechaun to consult for the movie.
They got a real dude from Ireland.
They got the guy in the cereal box.
Dude, I did like the after, like, he kills the wife. Mm-hmm. We're going to get to that scene when he is able to mimic voices.
Yeah, and it shows that a lot. He does it a lot.
And I thought that was pretty cool because like it's a great way to like kind of trick the protagonist.
Yeah, and it does trick a lot. And then, they're fighting and he packs him into that crate. He's like, don't strain yourself. You're not as young as you used to be. You'll have a stroke. Which he kind of does, I think, because he like collapses.
He has a stroke, yeah. They like
but then he wants to burn him, but he doesn't. He's like, burn hell, you greedy bastard, but he doesn't get to.
Yeah,
strange intro. And then all of a sudden it's 10 years later and you got sweet ass Tori, which is Jennifer Aniston, and her dad, JD, I think. And then, they get to the house and she's all mad that she doesn't want to live in there because she's not, like I said, she's an LA girl. She's like, Dad, this book doesn't even have a cover. So they bought the O'Grady house, of course, right? 10 years it's just been sitting. I mean, apparently, no one touched it.
I don't know. It's kind of weird because like the way they make it seem like later on when they're talking to Nathan, he says, yeah, the old O'Grady house or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, they were kind of a strange people. Like, but I'm like, they don't seem strange. Like the older lady was kind of nice. And it was like, but they make it seem like something was off. That's why people weren't there.
Yeah. Cause cause it's weird. Cause like, they show him in a home later, Mr. O'Grady. But we don't know if it was after the events of the Leprechaun battle or he stayed in that house for a while. Maybe the Leprechaun taunted him in that crate so long. I don't know. It's just it doesn't really explain that.
No, but you just kind of assume that after the stroke, he just kind of stayed there at this like location and then they were just caretaking him or taking care of him.
And then Tori's ready to get the hell out of there and she runs in to Mr. Macho, Nathan, with his sweet painting company called Three Guys That Paint.
Three Guys That Painted.
And this is where we're introed to Ozzy and Alex. So Ozzy's the guy we mentioned. He's the bigger guy in him. We got Alex, which is the kid, played by a Robert High Gorman. And he's like the boss of the operation, it kind of seemed like. It's three guys that paint, but two guys are only the ones that are painting.
Yeah. Well, at some point they start, and I want to say this before we kind of move on. At some point they start painting, and even Jennifer Aniston starts helping Troy. Like Tori, I keep calling her Troy. Tori. And like they have the weirdest like paint marks on them. Like they have them right here on their arm.
That guy, he has it for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, which it doesn't make sense because it's like, how are they painting this house that they're like? It just was really freaking weird.
Yeah, it's weird. That little kid and like. Ozzy, like I literally thought he was gonna die first. Like that's how they kind of made it seem.
Yeah, they really did. I did want to say this one random thing because my wife like really was bothered by this. She's like, "Why are they painting it with those ugly colors?" And it's like this blue and like this red,
light purple, and like
yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to do.
I think they just like go to the freaking hardware store, get some paint,
get the cheapest paint you can find.
Yeah,
because his budget was like under $1 million.
Jeez. That's a lot. I feel like. Well, with the cast, it's kind of like you gotta stretch that.
And then the little kid Alex is, I can use a beer right now. And then Ozzy's like, "Don't you ever chew that stuff?" He's all pissed at him. and then he like starts chewing on him. They have a weird dynamic.
They do. I like it, dude. It's like they're brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't tell if they're family. I mean, they probably are related.
I feel like they
have things in common. They all paint, I assume. So they go inside, and Nathan and Tori, they want to go open the crate, and then no, I'm sorry, that's not. I don't know. Okay, Ozzy gets like paint on himself.
He does. Well, he ends up, somehow Alex is supposed to hold the ladder, and I don't know how this happened, but he ended up falling from the ladder, and somehow the paint fell on him or something. Yeah, he's like covered in it.
Yeah, and he's like laughing, and then that's like when Nathan and Tori were like playfully like painting. He's like, I can paint, you know what I mean? He's
yeah. Well, before when they meet, that's when I was telling you that like he like somehow seduces, double dares her to stay because
shit. Yeah, he says because girls are scared of houses.
Or they're scared of spiders or something like that. And I was like, I'm like, damn, dude, this guy is like sexiness just kept her here.
I know his freaking purple shirt with his sweet ass muscles.
Dude, I'm gonna get you a shirt like that, dude. I should have got you that for this cast.
Please do. But Ozzy's inside cleaning himself up, and he hears a little kid singing. Like, would you go like investigate if you heard a kid singing?
No, dude. I mean, was it? Because I always forget this because I just saw the movie, but I thought the little boy was saying, "Help me, I'm stuck in this crate."
Well, no, it's the Leprechaun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Isn't the Leprechaun saying that?
I didn't know he was.
Sorry.
I thought he was singing. He is a little boy, I guess.
Well, yeah. He's actually,
he was. I'm over 100,000 years old. I don't even know what he said.
That's crazy. Okay.
But he's like, "Hey, Tubby, got a light for old Leprechaun's pipe," and he starts trying to shine his shoes too. He's like, "Oh, your shoes did a shine."
But he kind of sucks at shining shoes. Am I right? Like he kind of just spits and then just does one like once over.
Yeah, it's strange. Ozzy's tripping. He's like, "You only got away because my powers are weak. I want to be pot of gold."
Yeah. That's when he warns him. He's like, "I'm gonna bite your ear off if you lie to me." But then like later on,
he does later. He does later. You're right. Yeah. He's a man of his word. Ozzy sees a rainbow, and they like to go, and like that little kid's like his boss, like Nathan's like, "Don't worry, Alex will take care of him." And then like they steal the gold, and they hide it from themselves, Alex and Ozzy. Mm-hmm. But Ozzy accidentally swallows one. He's like, "Can you die from swallowing gold?" And Alex like, "Yeah, I want to kill you." And then he starts. This is where it gets weird because like at first I'm just like, what is wrong with this Ozzy character? Something's up. And then Alex says, "We can get you an operation to make you smart. We can take you to the hospital and they can fix your brain." And then Ozzy's like, I am smart. It's a little sad. I feel bad for the guy.
You kind of assume he's like mentally disabled.
Yes,
like that's kind of why he is the way he is.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got a kind heart.
Definitely, dude. He's got a fine brain.
Yeah, he's got a fine brain. And what about the little leprechaun just rubbing up on Tori's leg? He's like, "Oh, yeah."
I didn't understand that scene. Like, I thought that was like was pretty weird. Like,
what was
just
his
like
intention? Like.
Yeah, and then he's like, and I don't know why she thought that it was freaking Nathan rubbing on her, and then like obviously she gets cut or whatever, and then she's like on the floor, and he's like, "Oh my god," and then like he's like, "What happened?"
And the dad,
I thought Nathan was rubbing on my leg, and then he goes, "And you let me?"
And then she's like, "I know what it feels like when a man caresses my leg," and the dad's like, "You do?
You do?" Two things, dude. And the dad's like, he's all
right, and then the dad,
he's like, "My daughter's a whore."
He thinks it's a cat, and he sticks his hand in this hole.
Yeah,
and just gets bit the hell up. Like, I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? Why would you even do that? And then you see the leprechaun on the bike. He's like, and like takes off because they go into town to take the dad to the hospital, which is the last time we ever see the dad. Because after that, he's done. He's like done.
I don't know. He's in the hospital forever, dude. Like that's his thing. He's in purgatory.
They never explain. So
they just tell you that he's gonna be overlooked for the night, is what they say.
Yeah. But Leprechaun probably killed him.
Yeah.
So they all go to a restaurant to go meet up, and that's when Alex and Ozzy go to Collectible Joe's coins so they can study the coin overnight. But big mistake. That guy gets killed by the pogo stick of death.
Sing the song, dude. What does he say?
He's a this old lip. He played poker on his lung. It's kind of intense. He's like,
yeah, he's like, yeah.
He's always just getting these like, just like I don't know. He gets that. He gets the bike. He has roller skates later. He's got a car. Like, this guy's just like he's very
every playful thing that he gets. Yeah, he's very resourceful. Every plaything he can find becomes a weapon.
But you gotta think. You gotta think. Maybe he can like summon it, right? Because he's got powers.
I mean, yeah, in a sense, but that's all stuff that was there. That it wasn't like something he in the movie. He's
but
not
it's an antique coin
up.
Place.
What do you mean? What?
The place he's at is an antique coin place. That guy just had a pogo stick for his size.
No. Well, I thought that place was an antique shop, so he had like things that were like you know.
Yeah, the way I got it was, but I mean, was a pogo really an antique? Anyway,
but it was either way, really dumb, and like he kills that guy. Like I thought he had probably one of the most terrible deaths. Like I thought it was like I didn't laugh. I was just like, oh my god! Like, damn,
and this movie kind of takes a bit to get to like a death, right? It doesn't really like it takes I mean, except for the lady in the beginning, but like it's kind of slow.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I think like they're setting up like the Leprechaun's like the tone that he's gonna set throughout the movie, like because it starts to be very comedic, and then it starts to be very like horrific, and then we'll get to that scene where like he's attacking the cop at the freaking forest, and that's when I was telling you, I thought that was the most horrific. Like it's weird. It's got like really weird just tone throughout the whole film. Like
that it's like, well, I guess you can say like the way the movie's setting up is that you want to feel like this leprechaun's behind your shoulder the whole time, I think. Because that's how they kind of like, he's always just there, right? He's always just kind of there, kind of like.
Yeah, he comes out of nowhere at sometimes.
Yeah, he's just a little creepy. So. He gets in that little car. He's all, which I don't know where he gets that. I'm guessing it's the antique shop.
And then he still has like I think he has the like a bear in the back, and then like also like the pogo stick. He takes it with him.
Yeah, he takes all this, and then that's when the cop sees him, and he's like, "Aren't you a little young to be out this late?" He's like, like he goes. And he like grabs his face. Yeah, and just like it's gross. And yeah, and they had that hide and seek game in the forest, which is this part you weren't a fan of, right?
No, I was telling you, like I genuinely thought that this was the most horrific scene. Like I was actually creeped out. Like I was like, they did a great job doing this. Like they mess with that like magical element of the leprechaun and just overall like
he keeps like appearing behind trees. He's
dude, and I thought it ensued a lot more fear than any other scene throughout the film, and I was like, dang, like there's like moments in all these movies we watch that like have like moments where you're like, dang, okay, this like could have been good if they kept this going.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think like after this, you're like, it kind of goes back to like the same
comedic, and then you see him going to ransack the house, the O'Grady house, which is Tori's house. And he grabs her heel, and he's like, I'm surprised he didn't go like start sniffing it. I think he has a foot fetish.
He's like when they come in, he has the freaking like her underwear on his nose.
He's like, this old girls, we played squirt. Let's get it. He's a sick man.
It was kind of weird because like I'm sorry, we don't know Irish and leprechaun lore. Maybe there's something like someone will be like, well, yeah, in mythology or whatever. No, I don't know. But dude, weird that he loves to shoot. Like, you know, he's fixated on shoes, and like he literally destroys the whole house and throws a bunch of stuff. But he leaves like this table full of like nice. Nice shoes, like really cleaned well.
Like that's his thing. Like I think if they had known, they could have just been when they're getting chased. They could be like, "Oh, my shoe, can you shine it?" And be like, "Oh yeah." Or just throw their shoes at him. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I kept thinking, this is random side fact, bro. I kept thinking about the Simpsons, bro. Do you remember the little leprechaun?
He's like,
that's what I kept thinking of.
I was going to say, Maximum Overdrive, if you pause it scene by scene with the guy who loses his shoes, the leprechaun swoops him up. Just kidding.
Dude, you're like, huh? I was like, no, I started to like try to recollect all that. Like, for real.
That'd be sweet.
Dang, that's the crossover we need.
Maximum Leprechaun.
We need. We don't want Spider-Man No Way Home. We want Leprechaun Maximum Overdrive.
Yes, maximum leprechaun. So the house is ransacked. Everyone gets back. They question Ozzy and Alex, and then like Nathan's, oh, they're probably getting a comic book for Ozzy, like not even for the kid. It's got to be for Ozzy. So they get back to the place, and the house is ransacked. And then what's his name? Nathan's like, it's probably a bear. You guys leave food in there? She's like, oh yeah, my dad put food in here. Like, it's just like, huh? Like what?
Yeah, he's like, oh, my dad had to put food in here or something.
Also, this is like the only house around for miles. I don't know, like they seem to get into town really fast, but their house is just like in the middle of nowhere. It seems, right?
It's so weird.
It's strange. It ain't LA.
I know. And then the way they get to like locations, like you said, like they get to the hospital really fast with the dad. They go to the diner really fast.
And half of that truck, that truck's always breaking down. The little kid's the one that fixes it. He's all right, hold on.
Oh yeah, well let me say something, dude, about that too. Like, did you not find it awkward that all he did was he said, I forget what he says. It's the condoom busters. I don't know what he says. But all he does is he moves the freaking the wire. It's like, what? And
it's funny. It's funny. As soon as the car is like messed up, that Nathan's like, Alex. He's like, oh man, he goes out there to fix it. Like,
yeah. Like what? Oh,
it's so great. So yeah, Ozzy, he starts like kind of mentioning about the leprechaun. And he's like, Alex, do you know how to kill a leprechaun? And then Alex is like, you can kill anything or something like that. That kid has a problem. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. And then you see Nathan going out and he gets caught in that bear trap, which is pretty gory. And then after that, Nathan isn't so hot. So that's when the leprechaun comes out singing all sweet. Like, hey, I don't know what song he sings. I forget, but
I don't know. But he's like fighting them whilst like in the freaking trap by the bear, or the bear trap. I mean, and he's like swinging at him with the freaking.
Yeah, he's like, the leprechaun is like, you can easily just fight him off. The problem is he just keeps coming back. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. He puts like 6 bullets in him. He says at one point,
he's all, can't hurt me, and he gets shot. And then he starts shooting at the bush like a bunch of times. Doesn't even see the leprechaun anymore.
No, I don't think. Yeah.
And then to quote Tori, Nathan, that was no fucking bear. Okay, and then while this is happening, Ozzy calls 911. He goes, help! It's happening. The attack is on. O'Grady Farm. Send help. The leprechaun is attacking. Army, Navy, guns, Marines, and we're gonna need some medicine. And the cops are like, oh, it's Ozzy again. Oh, what is it this time? Oh, what was it last week? Oh, yeah. I forgot what he said it was last week. UFO sighting, yeah. I feel bad for that kid. Like, it's just like, it's so sad. Poor guy, if he was ever really something going on. And he's really seen this stuff. I mean, obviously, he probably saw a UFO.
Yeah, we don't even know, because, I mean, obviously, he's a freaking leprechaun. But, dude, it's crazy. I want to say this because, obviously, he's like the boy who cried wolf in a sense. But it's like also, you got to think about it like this. Like these cops are kind of bad news. Like it's kind of like the ones from freaking
Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns, bro. Like they don't listen to the people. They're like, dude, something's going on, dude.
Well, if it had, because then even Tori like tells him, she's like, did you tell him we're getting attacked by leprechauns? He's like, yeah. And she's like, and so she kind of has a sense like, don't say that because they're not. Yeah,
people are not going to believe it. Yeah.
And then like they're about to leave again. And then, of course, the car buses, and Alex goes, and the leprechaun's in the hood. He's like, playing his friends. And that's when he bites Ozzy's ear.
Yeah.
And I was like, my ear! He's got my ear! And the leprechaun runs. And now he has a sweet little go-kart that, like, rams the truck and flips the
Well, it's the car that he had originally, but he added a bunch of stuff to it. Like, he souped it up. He like, added mod, yeah.
He's all ringing around the rosy.
I don't know how he does.
Pastor, he's all, where are you going, my friends? But I just love it because everything he says, he has a laugh. He's like, no.
Yeah.
He's having a great time. He's just definitely got to be having a good time.
Yeah, dude. No, character. Warwick Davis for sure had a freaking wonderful time doing this. Like you could tell. Maybe not the Jennifer Aniston was like, obviously she felt shy or what was it?
Well, I mean, at least embarrassed. Yeah, at least it wasn't like a CGI character. They actually had someone chasing them in a little leprechaun.
Which is a little bit,
it makes it a little more authentic. And I love it how 4 grown people are running, and this little leprechaun's chasing them. They're like, and the dude has like a shotgun, and there's like not even like, it's just so great. Like it just looks hilarious. And then the sheriff, and then somehow, like, it's weird how it transitions because the sheriff calls. So Tori gets a hold of the sheriffs and calls them, and then he calls the the deputy that the leprechaun killed, and then the leprechaun's just in the seat, in the cop seat. Like, how did he get there? And then even later,
I don't even know.
And even later, you see that car pull up somehow, and the leprechaun wasn't even in there, and Tori doesn't even question the fact that, like, so that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skipping a little ahead of here, but
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
When that happens, she runs to the cop car. She's like, "Help! Help! Help!" She sees the cops in the passenger seat, jumps in the driver's seat, and then, like, he's dead. Like, did she not think, like, wait, why is he in the passenger seat? And he just pulled up. I don't know. It's just weird.
Maybe she's like, "Oh, we got backup in the back."
Yeah, I don't know. It was just strange. But anyway, Nathan's not looking too hot, bro. He's just like,
yeah, he's all messed up, dude. I want to say something about my viewing in this particular scene. Yeah. I watched this a little later on at night, dude. I passed out around this time. Like, I thought that this was like really boring, and then I had to rewatch it, obviously, because of the podcast. But dude, I passed out. Just like, I fell asleep. I was like, dude, this is dragging on. Good.
Yeah, I had to watch it in like 3 takes. Yeah, and then I had like that sad little scene because, like, because Ozzy, I think he's willing to go out there because he's asking about the gold, and Tori's like, well, he'd give him his gold, and they're like, oh, we know where it is, and he's like, Ozzy, what about your brain? He's like, it's all right. Yeah, I know, it's a dumb scene. And then,
I mean, it's a little bit,
adds a little emotion to it.
Yeah.
And these characters, they care about each other. And then you get action hero Tori when she has the shotgun. She's like, he's all, you ever work one of those things? And she's like, nope. Oh, sick.
Yeah,
like,
dope, yeah.
And it's just, she goes out there to confront him. And that's when this dude just teleports. At least he can teleport, which explains a lot. And, she gives him his gold, which is in this well, and he gets how happy. He's like, and I love that. I don't know what it is about the scene, but I love it because he's like, sounds like me gold. And he like runs towards her. Stops, he's like, looks like me gold, and then runs back. He's like, smells like me gold. And then runs up again. He's like, tastes like me gold. Yeah. He's like, me gold and delicious gold. And then he's like super happy. And I love how they just show him off in this county. He's like, 99. He's like, there's one missing. Because remember, Ozzy ate one. And then they're inside, and I think they're trying to get food or something. And then the leprechaun's in the fridge. He's all, we're cooking now, kids. And then he's in the and then he's like jumping in the cabinets, and he's like, you should have picked door number 2, lad.
Yeah, because he keeps going through like the cabinet.
And he's like, you can never catch a leprechaun. And there's so many times they shoot him, and he's like just dead. And he like comes down the chimney. He's like, I'm right here. I ain't no Santa Claus. And he gets shot again, and he's just like on the floor. And then he gets up, like, he's just crazy. He's up.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. And then that one scene where, like, he's on a skateboard, and he's going through, like, the hallway. They keep shooting at him, and then, like,
he's all, and then she calls, and his hand comes out of the phone, and she's like, do you need a hand? And then that's when he takes off on the rollerblades, and he crashes into the gate. Like, this movie is just
the way he's like going on the rollerblades, and he's like,
he looks sweet. Well, my favorite thing's coming up because
they're
like, oh, we got to go talk to Mr. O'Grady, who's in this mental hospital because he went crazy. He knows how to defeat him, and they go into the room, and and he turns around. That's a sweet little leprechaun in the wig, and then he starts chasing her in the wheelchair, and he's like,
oh my god,
it's just ridiculous, and like. This guy has already been in so many vehicles. It's just awesome. So yeah, it's revealed that the 4-leaf clovers kill him. And then again, they're back at the house. Like, it's just like they're there. I don't even know how they got to the mental ward. Like,
they teleport too.
They might have taken his little car or something because that's what I don't know. It's
they took
all
the
over.
pogo stick.
And then, Ozzy's like talking about the leprechaun, and Tori's like, damn it, Ozzy, I'm so sick of your stupid and your magic and your damn fantasy. She's like, you lost your faith. You gotta believe. Because he's looking for the 4-leaf clover, and then she finds one.
Because she believes.
And that's when they have the little showdown in the barn, and Ozzy's like, you want to come and get me? And then, he's just because, he's like, oh, I'm the one you want. He had it in his stomach. And then even like Alex like shoots at him. He's like, "Fuck you, Lucky Charms." It's like this movie is just like all over the place.
It has some great one-liners. I'm not gonna lie.
It did. Yeah. Oh yeah, wouldn't you mention the fact that he eats that Lucky Charm? Oh, you did kind of say it, like the off-brand Lucky Charms. You look at it.
I didn't. They're like some weird, like, but obviously it's a play on Lucky Charms.
Mm-hmm. Leprechaun's destroyed. Ozzy's like, "We did it. I did a smart thing. Didn't I?" And then he's like, "I got you. First time ever, I got you." To Alex. It's all cute. And then again, the Leprechaun comes up, and then but then they blow the hell out of him, like burn him in the well, and everything's all fine. And like, you think that's the end? What does he say? He says something at the end. I'll be back for me. Oh, there's some shit.
Yeah.
And it just ends like super abruptly. Like it's just boom, and just like the music's all intense.
And that's why we get Leprechaun 2, 3, 4, 5, dude.
Is there 5?
Yeah, there's actually there's a lot of them. But my favorite, dude, is Leprechaun 5, dude.
Really?
In the hood.
I remember seeing you see that in the video stores.
Yeah, that's the one I used to see a lot. There's a ton of them. There's like,
is it always Warwick? I think it is, huh?
Yeah, it's always there's like, I think Leprechaun 5 in the hood or whatever. There's 2 of them.
It's got
Leprechaun 6, I think, becomes back to the hood, and they even spell the THA.
Jeez,
it's back to the number 2.
This is the synopsis for Leprechaun 5. Oh, the summary: when 3 rappers once get even with the pimp, they accidentally unleash a leprechaun that goes on a wild killing rampage in the hood. Ice-T's in it, bro.
Oh my god, that's awesome! But yeah, dude, it sparked a lot. Like I think, freaking, if I'm not mistaken, I think they made like one to like, jeez Louise, what's the?
Well, look at this.
2014, I think, was the last one they made.
2014?
I think 2014 was like Leprechaun. It's Leprechaun Origins, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that a lot. Yeah.
He's been in the countryside. He's been in downtown. He's been to Las Vegas. He's even been in space. Now that Leprechaun is in the hood. I really want to watch that movie. Just it just sounds great.
You know what? The Leprechaun Origins is not the same character. It's not the same character. It's Postal. I mean, maybe it was supposed to like try to revive that series. I don't know. It makes sense because it's Origins, so it'd probably show you like what word. But it's interesting. Like they're at this 4.6, kind of like in like, and then it hits a 5, and then it starts to go down like 3.5, 3.7, and then it goes back up to 5.
They must be. Okay, Leprechaun 4 in space summary. Our deadly leprechaun is in space to woo a beautiful princess who is impressed with his gold and desires to separate it from him. Oh, that must be good. I am intrigued in these movies.
I think next Halloween we're gonna watch all these movies.
That's what
the whole podcast is gonna be.
It's gonna be the month of Leprechaun.
Leprechaun, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, they must have just all been cold classics, and I'm sure Warwick just comes back game and he's ready to get it done.
I'm excited to see if like they redo this and like he comes back like just wholeheartedly takes the scenes, and makes.
And then he has to fight another leprechaun to get back at him. You know what I mean? He becomes the hero. You know what I mean? I don't know. Ozzy.
Contact us. Mark Jones will write the next sequel.
Mark Jones. I mean, apparently anyone can write a sequel to this movie. Yeah, so that's Leprechaun. Ernie, do you recommend this movie?
I do. A part of me is actually kind of, it was a little excited that I got to see it. I think leading up to it, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not in the mood for this movie, but I'm glad I rewatched it and like was able to like really enjoy like everything that was going on screen. Like, I rewatched it at like later on my break during work today, and I was like, Jesus, like this movie, bro, like it's just so over the top in certain sections. Like a lot of these, I always say that because a lot of these movies do that.
Yeah,
definitely, it's worth a watch, especially because, like we said, it's one of those cult classics. Like I don't know anyone who doesn't recognize this film. Like I think even if you haven't seen it, you know what it is.
Yeah, you've seen it around, right?
Yeah. So. Definitely recommend it for me. What did you think about this, Lex? Like, what were your overall thoughts?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can recommend this one. I mean, yes and no. Yes, because like you said, it's a cult classic, and it's one you've all seen. But then no, because it's not very good. What I think, but I mean, in the spirit of all these movies, in the spirit of Halloween, check it out. This is a movie you can watch during Halloween just for fun. Like again, I recommend it every time with every movie, with friends, or with someone, and just have a laugh. Just have a good laugh. And
Definitely.
if you're looking for a scare, you're not going to get it. Or I think I said that's every movie we've done. Yeah. So yeah, sure, I will recommend it. Go, yes, you got.
Oh wow, you just talked yourself into it.
I talked myself.
I love that
into
little
it.
it was just like this little thing.
My inner thoughts were like, "You're dumb. Watch it." Video Town recommends it. You got that guy fired for it.
You can ask for Mark, the guy that you almost got fired.
Even Mark. That's all right. He got shut down after that.
Yeah. Imagine what if he's like, "Oh, I'm going to burn this place down just because this kid wanted my name, and that's why it's shut down." Dang.
Well, yeah. So this movie, I mean, it's a watch, but I think now I'm more interested in the other ones, especially the space and the hood.
I'm honestly, I've seen the hood one somehow. I know I've seen it.
Yeah, that's funny.
When I was
I've never seen these movies,
so
and now I'm glad I finally worked up the courage to watch this movie. How about that? How about that, guys? How about that, listeners?
Definitely. It's interesting because like a lot of these movies that are like, obviously we chose like movies that aren't the best, that they're more a little bit more comedic.
Hashtag Halloween.
Exactly. But it's interesting to like rewatch these and like understand why people felt the way they did when they were, because like a lot of these movies, like we said, they're cult classics. Like people really like them, regardless of how bad they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they build this following of people that just like always like talk it up. There's like artwork, like you can Google whatever the movie is, and there's like sections of people, even if they're bashing it, like they're bashing it because they enjoyed it. It's interesting, dude. I love that. That's what I love about movies, bro.
It brings people together.
Definitely.
Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, we've never talked about our intro that we had. Obviously, our song was different. We have it in spooky vibes, and it is the same Quotables beat that you know and love and recognize, but scary. And when I listen to it, it's a little too scary. I'm like, damn, this is kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's one of the songs.
You can't really tell it's ours.
Yeah, it's weird because I had that song for a while, and I was like, I have a buddy of mine who, we've talked about him before, Kyle, Phantoms, I believe on Instagram.
Yeah.
But, he makes beats, and he made me that beat for one of the podcasts like a long time ago. And I was like, dude, this is a great little beat. It's like really somber and scary in a sense.
I should have used it.
I was like, we got to use this. And, so we just used it, and I thought, I mean, it works well, but it's like really, really creepy.
Wait, we didn't use his beat.
No, not for this one. No, for this one it is. For the Halloween.
Kyle's beat?
That's Kyle's beat, yeah. That was an old beat that he gave me.
Yeah, I thought it was our Quotables one.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, got it. Never mind. Yes, that is a scary beat, and yeah, it's pretty intense. So I take back what I said. I thought it was the one I made this whole time.
No.
We're gonna have a discussion after this. So yeah, everyone, let's take a listen to us. Let's get Quotables Cast, Twitter, Instagram. Thanks again, listeners, and we hope you enjoyed this series of What in the Halloween movies. And hopefully next year we can do it again. Ernie, what do you got? Got anything for us?
No, as always, I would like to thank the audience for tuning in every week and listening to us, kind of rant a little bit about these movies that we watch. I think we have a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys can hear that and view that now because we're also on YouTube. So that's a lot of cool stuff going on with the cast. But yeah, that's that. Any closing thoughts on your end?
Look out for the holiday months coming up because you better believe we are bringing back the Quotables of Christmas season. I know Ernie's excited. He's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve, if I'd say, but we won't reveal it yet. We'll see you all later. Happy holidays. Just kidding. No, that's true. It's too early.
It's too early. It's too early.
Happy Halloween. Be safe. It is this weekend. Have a great time. Check your candy. Check for Michael Myers. Ernie, anything else?
That'll do it.
That'll do. All right, guys. You have a great night.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care.